Hey guys, welcome in. Today we're looking at rental application fees. All right, it's something you might have all been used to dealing with at some point as you go to apply for a new place to live. You gotta pay some fees. You gotta make three times the amount of the rent, and yeah, these fees that you're paying, they're non-refundable, and also there's no laws governing a lot of it, right? There's a couple places that there are some, but a lot of places these are just unchecked, pretty much just wild west going on here. So first up, we got a video from a Chicago apartment and condo leasing team. This guy's out here advertising this place they want to rent out to us. So let's go ahead and take a look real quick. I muted it because it's got some ugly piano. First up, we got a picture of the property. Looks like he took it with his 2003, 2004 flip phone. I'm not sure what happened there, man. How you gonna advertise a place and it look like that? Come on, man. Next up, we got this super cramped little parking garage. As you pull in there, you're gonna be, worrying about squeezing out of there. Look how tight those spots are, right? You got poles every three spots, even. Like, it's not uncommon, but I mean, this is what you're paying for, right? The world's smallest gym. We got super cramped. We took a couple photos there, so it looks a little bit bigger as opposed to taking one from the entryway. But it's got to be the world's smallest gym. If you got one smaller, I want to see it. Send me the link. All right, Mr. Timothy, thanks for the property. We'll check it out later. So as we come down here, we're going to check out his description. And this is the part I want to show y'all. This is our fees. We got a one-time application fee per adult is $50, right? $50 just to say, hey, I'm interested in this place, right? And then we got a $200 administration fee. Who knows what that is? That an admin fee could go to keeping the lights on for their Baird and Warner office. You gotta pay that secretary. You got overhead. But $200 per applicant, right? So that's some pretty wild stuff. All right, guys. So next up, we're going to be going to the great state of Tennessee here in Knoxville. We got a WATE 6 on your side video called Fees for Rental Homes. Let's check it out.
Renting a home anytime soon, be prepared to pay a non-refundable application fee.
Did you know about that? A Knoxville man says he has paid hundreds of dollars in fees and has no rental home to show for it.
WAT 6 on your site consumer reporter Don Dare
shelling out hundreds of dollars
to charge application
got
fees.
nothing to show for it.
That's right, Bo. Realty management agencies charge a non-refundable rental application fee for homes and apartments for several reasons: to prevent non-serious applicants from applying as tenants and to help cover the cost of running background and credit checks. Now, typically, application fees can run from anywhere between $25 and $50 per applicant. That means that a couple trying to rent a home could end up paying
$25 to $50. That's
$100 just for the
what they're
privilege of
claiming it
applying
is,
for the
right?
home. However, there's no guarantee that they'll actually be approved.
No
or that
guarantee.
the home will be available once they're approved.
Just giving them money.
$15.50 a month.
For 6 weeks, Joshua Kitchen has been looking for a home to rent.
There it is.
The father of 3 would like a place in this price range. Joshua is a maintenance supervisor for a retirement facility, and his wife works for Knox County Schools. Since early February, he's searched for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home using realty management agencies to help him. He says when you find an affordable home, you go to the lockbox and text a code to the realty agency.
About 5 minutes later, you get a 4-digit passcode, and you go in, you observe the house, look around. When you leave, they ask that you lock it the same way it was when you got there. And then about an hour after you leave, you get an email advising you if you'd like to apply for an application. You cannot get the application until you've seen the house.
Once you fill out an application form, you can apply for a month or longer to as many participating properties as you want. However, for each adult, there is a fee paid to the agency.
I've been
$50.
told by every company they are 100% non-refundable. They use that fee to do a background check and a paper handling fee, even though everything's done online.
It's a competitive rental housing market, as Joshua knows all too well.
You got
For
to pay these
example,
people.
this home has had 238 contacts in the last month.
238 contacts at $50 each, right? You know, I did the math. That's nearly $12,000. These guys got 12 grand for sitting on their ass. I mean, it's a self-guided tour. You know, you're supposedly doing background checks on all these folks. I'm sure you got a subscription to this background website that lets you do that. So you've already paid your fee. Now you're just collecting money.
Well, 10 days ago, when he and his wife went to look at a home, it had already been rented.
12
But he
grand.
didn't know it.
I paid the fee. They gave me the application.
He's already paid
I
it.
filled
And they done sold it to somebody else.
my end out. They emailed the other half of the application to my wife. She filled hers out, paid the fee as well. The very next day, the house was gone.
The very next day, they done already knew they was selling this place to somebody else. They already knew how many places you go and you buy something, and then you find out that it's already been sold. You know, like how can you sell something to someone and to someone else, and then you've already chose not to give them a refund because it's a non-refundable fee, even though you know you've already sold it. How many places, how many types of businesses can even do that kind of thing?
They told me that they had given
It's
it
gross.
to
This is
another
gross.
person ahead of me.
When had they done that?
The same day that I filled out the application. She agreed with me it should not have been up there. However, when it came to the refund, she did not agree with me. And they should have
That's
told
that
me
customer
right then and
service.
there,
Oh,
the
I'm
house is
sorry
rented.
for the
There's no need to
inconvenience,
go.
sir.
However, they led me on, and I went and seen it, paid. When I asked for my money back, very politely, they told me no.
Yeah, it's
Joshua
non-refundable,
says he's
buddy.
paid
You knew
fees
that
to
before you
11
paid.
different
Come on
property
now.
management companies looking for
Yeah,
a
but
rental
you
home.
guys knew it was already sold.
$750 over the last 6 weeks. $750
That's the amount that you've paid.
in application.
That's nearly your rent payment right there,
processing
$750,
fees
man. This is
in
crazy.
6
This is
weeks.
unchecked. It's the
Property
wild, wild
management
west, man. I'm
companies
telling you,
we
this is the
called
wild
said,
west.
Yes, application fees are non-refundable. However, a one-time fee is good for 30 days, sometimes 60 days or longer, depending on the agency. Plus, you can apply for as many properties as you want within the company.
Within the
Over
agency,
weekend,
wow.
Joshua finally
How
found
sweet
a
of
rental
them.
home within his price range. He says his days of searching and paying fees are over.
Thank
Now,
God he
there
found
is
a place,
nothing
man.
illegal about
For those of you still looking, keep your head up, man. This ain't gonna go anywhere anytime soon, but as a community, we can band together. We can make changes that we see are deemed needing to be changed. You know, we get out there and we organize and we make changes, right? So that's our power as a community. All right, next up, our video is brought to us by KTNV Channel 13 Las Vegas. The video is titled Fees Before Keys. Las Vegas area renters overwhelmed by application fees. Let's check it out.
LA's rental market is going crazy in recent months.
Making
and
me
it's
crazy.
not just a shortage of available rentals, but the money you have to cough up before you even sign a lease.
13 Chief Investigator Darcy Spears uncovered fees, and more fees. She explains where all the money goes and how you can fight back.
She tries to explain where the money goes.
Renters call it robbery.
It's maddening.
Realtors call it a racket. Legal experts say it's unscrupulous. Landlords say it's the cost of doing business.
It's an expense that we're having to incur.
That's quite the disagreement there. Cost of doing business, huh?
Passing that on to the potential prospective residents.
How many places you done went and applied for a job and they charged you a fee for applying? Yeah, they got to do a background check on you too over there, but ain't nobody really charging you over there. I mean, every once in a while you'll find some garbage company that wants to have you pay that on your first check or whatever, but you don't have to pay it unless you're hired, right? So even then.
Rental application fees, the upfront money you shell out just to be considered as a potential tenant.
Upfront, just going in their pocket, just flooding it in.
Zillow and like all of these other, whatever platform we could
Hundreds
find,
of people
and a lot
paying
them
these
have the same
fees.
places for rent.
Paying these guys as mortgage,
helped her daughter's family find a new
putting money
place
in their
to live.
pocket if the mortgage is already paid
Apartment
off.
was increasing the rent
It's
where they were
just sickening.
The competitive market meant they had to apply to multiple places at once.
They were told there were hundreds of applicants at a time for each place.
Hundreds
I had
of
one realtor
applicants,
call me and tell
man.
me that
50
they had
bucks.
over
We already know that stacks up real quick.
487 applicants. for this one
487.
rental.
That's nearly double what the last one was.
I thought, my God.
Every applicant
12 grand now,
aged
we're looking
18
at
or older must
24
pay a
grand
separate
almost.
application fee.
I don't know, you
spent
do the math, check it out.
$400. A few of the places returned the application fee, but they were all different prices.
Well, that's very sweet of them.
Screenshots of her
Return the fee.
receipts show fees of $50, $60, $72, $85, and $95 per person.
$95.
My daughter,
Imagine $95. You know, you only need, 10 of those, you got $1,000, Like, what? Who is, this is crazy. It's the Wild West, y'all. It's the Wild West.
and her fiance, they spent over $1,000 on application fees alone. That's hard for a young family. That's what got me.
Over
I was
$1,000
like,
from
I can't
one
imagine,
family.
Like all these people are paying all
And there are
of these
hundreds of
fees,
applicants. So we got
and
hundreds
they
of
need this
families.
money for their
Tens of
rent,
thousands of
for their
dollars.
groceries, for a living.
Lisa included her name on the applications to give them a better chance of getting approved. Otherwise, the landlord would see a stay-at-home mom with a toddler and a newborn and one income.
And that they've got a dog too, so there's another barrier.
Searching online, you can sometimes find the fee so you know what you're in for. $95 on this one and $100 per person here.
$100.
But on
Look at that.
others, when you click on fees and terms,
So they're not listing it here.
They're not listing it because they want to
We heard from realtors,
judge you
brokers, and
when they see
property
you
managers
change the
across
price
valley
on you.
who feel
When they talk
landlords
to you on
are
the phone,
turning
oh, I didn't
fees
like that
into a
guy. I'm going to
profit
charge him
center by
85.
stacking
The last guy, he got
applications,
charged 30.
processing many at one time. They say, especially in the current rental market, it's just wrong.
And $150 is not unusual for the single family rental market. But to see that from an apartment community would shock me.
Susie Vasquez is executive director.
It's
of
not
the
going to
Nevada
shock
State
you.
Apartment
You've done seen it.
She explains
you've
that
done seen it. You handle this stuff all the
which for
time, lady.
Apartments are typically $50 to $75. Pay for landlords.
We're
to
seeing it
screen
right now,
potential
hands on.
tenants.
That would be, a basic credit report, criminal background screening, and then some minor employment. It really is just comparing what they've been reporting as their employer on a credit screening. And then finally, any evictions, rental history, and sex offender registry.
She says fees are going up because of rising fraud.
The level of fraud that we're seeing is incredible.
And online applications make it easy.
They're also able to falsify bank statements and rental history. And so there is a little bit more work that's having to be done to investigate.
So you're going to
Vasquez
pass the
says
buck, right?
identity
Just
theft has been
give it to
exacerbated
everybody
by
else.
The pandemic.
Yeah, there's some
Keeping up with it
fraudsters
is
out there, but
costly.
you're going to pay
Landlords
for
don't
it.
want to get stuck with squatters.
They are moving into those homes, and they are not the person that they are on paper that's occupying that house. And so therefore, they're not paying rent after they move in.
But in reality, that only represents a fraction of the potential tenant pool.
Just a
leaving
fraction. Guess what?
legitimate
You got the
renters
law
like
on your
Lisa's
side to help
family
you
holding
out.
the bag
We ain't got
once they
much on
shelled
our
out
side
the
over
money.
here.
A lot of them
We
they
just got to
didn't even
shell
hear
it
back.
out.
You had to call and say, hey, what's going on?
Lisa's daughter wanted to rent a house for her growing family, but had to settle for another apartment. And she learned the application fee was just the beginning.
And then there was a $250, I want to say it was an administrative fee. So I don't know if and that was to hold the apartment while.
Hold the apartment, right? So you're going to hold the apartment, but you're still going to let other people apply for it. And you're probably going to let them hold it too, right? So you're just shelling out more money for a admin fee, which is, supposedly going to, just go straight into their pockets. That's it. That's all you're getting out of that is just giving away money.
They check their credit.
Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada says rental fees are a huge issue facing their clients.
Huge.
Because there's no
Absolutely.
legal recourse. They encourage
Nothing. We got
social media
nothing on
reporting
us.
to call out
Social media
unscrupulous
reporting. That's what we're doing
landlords.
here.
We found one
We need to
renter
get
who did
together a
just that,
community, a
posting
social
on Nextdoor after
community.
learning there
We need
were
to
fees
figure this
on
out.
top
We
of
need to
fees. So
put more
much money she
regulations
could
on this
not
stuff.
afford to move
If
in.
we deem it
After getting
unnecessary,
approved, she got this notice.
it should be
To
deemed
move in, she'd
unnecessary.
have
We
to
got
pay
the
a
right,
one-time
right? There's more of
deposit,
us than there are them.
$1,595 plus a $500 pet deposit and a $175 administrative fee.
Administrative
On
fee,
top
that's
of
the
rent,
best
There
one.
were other recurring fees.
It might be itemized there, but it don't give you an
$74 in pet
explanation
rent
of what
and
it is.
$75 more per month to use the refrigerator, washer, and dryer.
Oh,
In
that's very
total,
sweet of y'all. You're gonna let us use it.
$3,863
It's not part of the rental fee.
before even getting the keys.
How can people do this? This is ridiculous.
You ain't even got
There
no
needs to be
keys
a
yet,
law
bro.
Or something around
Thousands
that
of
that
dollars.
People can't be taking.
You got to apply to many places. So
Legislation to
thousands
outlaw
and
rental
thousands and
application fees in
thousands of
Nevada
dollars to get
failed in the
nothing.
last session. Such
It's
fees
gross.
are illegal in some states.
Some
Others
states.
have a cap on how much landlords can charge, just $20 in Wisconsin and New York. Could that happen here?
I don't know if we can necessarily put a cap on that.
Of course we could.
But I'm not opposed to having that discussion with the legislature come 2020.
Yeah, let enough people go ahead and call you up on this. And we'll be real quick to get that answered.
Taking a home
This is gross. It ain't gonna do nothing until you're deemed and told you gotta go and do. You ain't gonna volunteer for this. You gotta be
You
voluntold.
can fight back by asking for a
Why?
refund
Because the
on
money's
application
good, bro.
fees. Lisa's
Just
family
getting that
did
money.
and got some of their money back, but she believes until things change at the legislative level,
people are getting
The
robbed.
legislative level. That
hardworking
means
Nevada
we
families will continue
gotta get
to
on the
suffer.
phone.
Darcy Spears, 13 investigates.
All right, y'all. So what we've just seen is the uncapped market for rental fees, right? So these are just people paying thousands of dollars to just get turned down. You get nothing out of it, right? You just pay money and you get nothing out of it. Nothing. All you get is a promise that we'll look into it for you, right? So we're going to see if you're eligible or ineligible, and we'll let you know, maybe you were eligible and we sold it to somebody else, but that's not our problem because we got your money. Many places don't have laws on this. Nevada, Tennessee, Chicago, Illinois, none of these places have a cap on it, right? So you could pay that $25 up to $105, like they were just showing us. Now, when we get together as a community, we get to determine if that's right. And as we'll see in this next video, somebody's decided that was enough and have now capped it at $30, right? Which is, pretty reasonable and significantly cheaper than what we've just seen here. And our last video for today is going to be from KIFI Local News 8, the rental fee regulations bill. So their community has gotten together, and like I just said, they've capped that rental application fee at $30, right? But there's some other rules that they've put in place as well. So let's check it out.
After passing a bill earlier this month to ban cities or counties from capping rental fees, the Idaho House will now take up a bill that would impose statewide rental fee regulations with a focus on three things. First, before charging a fee, a landlord must have a unit available and let an applicant
Makes sense. You
know
gotta
what they will
have
look
you gotta
at
have
in
something to
the
sell,
background
right?
check. Second, a landlord may not collect multiple application fees except for when the fee serves as a backup if the first application fails, or if a landlord expects a unit to become available and an applicant agrees that the fee is to hold their spot in line for a possible opening. And it bans a landlord from spending additional fees until the first applicant fails. And finally, third, a landlord can only run one background check at a time and cannot compare renters to each other.
That's right. So you're not competing with each other there
To the
anymore.
state rental criteria.
You're competing,
Bill
for
does cap
eligibility.
How much a landlord can charge. The bill is supported by the Idaho Apartment Association.
And then they locked it in at $30. So once again, they gotta listen to us when we say, hey, it's time to listen to me. And you say, hey, these windows is dirty as hell, and I'm just not gonna take it anymore.